Obstruction is merely a construction of your mind. I heard this phrase the other night. I can't take credit for it myself, but it rhymes, it's memorable, it's worth repeating. Obstruction is merely a construction of your mind. So right now, on my end, I have a lot of interests and things that seem to be pulling my time in different directions. And I'm slowly cutting off some of those obligations, commitments in order to obtain more focus. And while also realizing that some of the things that I'm regaining focus on, like AI, in terms of um, two professional projects, for lack of a better word, it's something much, these are things much bigger than projects. This is a company, this is serious pursuit of artificial general intelligence and beyond. Um, but as I regain focus and I begin work on these sort of all encompassing um, areas, which I am extremely passionate about and knowledgeable about, and looking forward to gaining more knowledge and insights on, it's there is some resistance, and you, whatever you're working on in your business, in your life, you know, whether it be art, engineering, computer science, business, whatever line of work you're in, obstruction is merely a construction of your mind. So in my case, you know, I sort of have I think a lot of the times the past is what holds us back, and just like a fear and like our identity as people can be linked with the work or the thing that we want to do or that we want to accomplish, that we want to work on, but which we are also holding ourselves back from doing, because what if we are wrong? What if we can't do that thing that we want to do? And so we don't try. We stop. We hold ourselves back. We wait. Time passes. And this is not good, because then life passes. And we are not being true to ourselves. And why? Well, it's easy to look back and blame others and blame the past and blah, blah, blah. Ultimately, though, we have to take responsibility for our own lives, the choices that we're making, the obligations and commitments that we make for ourselves. Obstruction is merely a construction of your mind. In my case with AI, I need to tell my brain sometimes just to shut the hell up and accept there is a possibility of failure. In fact, if you look at it a certain way, it's almost guaranteed, because with any programming, web development, business pursuit, project, anything that I've worked on, there has always been failure. And I don't mean ultimate failure. I mean, there's just going to be errors, imperfections, and failure, and that's how you learn along the way. Edison was famous for saying, when he was trying out, I believe it's something like 2,000 different filaments for the incandescent light bulb, he said, "Oh, I didn't fail 2,000 times to find the one." He tried everything from, I don't know, horsehair to whatever. He said he didn't fail 2,000 times to find the one that would work, the one filament that would work. He just found 2,000, he said, that didn't. And he called it learning, experimentation. Part of the problem and the thing to guard against with AI as it enters our lives more and more and it enters perhaps our children's lives and our friends' lives and our friends' children and so on, is again this risk of outsourcing our thinking too much to AI, which can lead us astray and lead us away from, what we truly believe is possible for ourselves and to achieve in life itself. I mean, these big AI models, they are trained on tons of data and really just kind of the average of all human knowledge, kind of average across the internet. And I think there's a strong argument, for that. So it's trained to give, in some cases, very politically correct answers. Its brain is partially lobotomized. And it's because there's an incentive to do that. These companies, they do not want, the risk of it saying something offensive because then that affects their brand and exposes them to lawsuits. And it's it is oftentimes rational self-interest on their part, and perhaps they go too far in one direction or not. That's going to be a subjective judgment and oftentimes based on objective evidence. Coming back to the point though, whatever is holding you back is a construction of your mind. All right. And, based on the thinking that you outsource, which again is trained on just an average of data, even AI itself can amplify, oh, well, I can't accomplish this. I can't do this because of this. Although AI, if used well in a different way, rather than simply reinforce certain beliefs, and if you stop watching fucking YouTube videos and finding social media posts and the algorithm is going to feed you, it's going to feed you what you want to hear. It's going to put you in a bubble and keep you there because that is where you are most valuable. Because we want we consciously or unconsciously we prefer information and experiences that really don't challenge us, that kind of help us reinforce pre-existing beliefs. Because if our beliefs are wrong, well, hell, maybe large portions of our lives we've been missing out on. We have made wrong decisions. But fuck that. Maybe you have. Who cares? Forget the past. The past is dogma. Obstruction is merely a construction of your mind. And the past is partially what ties us up. The past, fear, how our identity is linked to the work. Again, I have to take some responsibility for not working on AI sooner myself, something which I feel is my life's tasks are pretty damn close related to it if it's not already. It's a challenge. I feel it's a problem that is built for me in the way that I am built. Um, but I have to take some responsibility for it in the sense that like I had this preconceived belief, oh, maybe I wasn't smart enough and I didn't want to find that out. I didn't want to challenge myself. Yeah, maybe it's not about being smart. Maybe my brain just wouldn't have been able to, fathom the math or whatever it was that I thought that I couldn't do with it. But now that I've taken the steps, I found hell, I can get pretty darn far. I can get pretty darn far with it, and I have. And I'm going to take more steps, even though it's uncomfortable, even though that that fear, that dogma, whatever it is, do it anyway. You do it anyway. Don't let it hold you back. Don't let your mind and fear and identity and the past hold you back. A quote: in all things, it is important to forget your mind and become one with the work at hand, even if the work is just thinking. When the mind is tied up, it feels inhibited in every move it makes, and nothing will be accomplished with any sense of spontaneity. And here's the visual to help you remember this. The wheel revolves when it is not too tightly attached to the axle. The wheel revolves when it is not too tightly attached to the axle. The wheel of your mind. Don't let it be tied up. Breathe, meditate, relax, let it out. Let your spirit out. And get focused. Get focused. Do less in order to do more. In my life, having built a company, getting to seven figures a few years back for the first time, after being in business for a number of years, I can tell you focus is deadly. All the times when my company was growing the fastest, when I was accomplishing and learning the fastest and learning the most, making the most in terms of revenue and sales, it was simple. I was focused. I said no to a lot of things, and that momentum built. And there was a measure. For me, it was revenue, it was sales. And you see that progression, and it's encouraging when you get focused. It almost becomes gamified. Oh, let's push it further. Let's go further. Come on, we got this. Where's the next bottleneck? Focus. Eliminate. Ask yourself how to synthesize. If you're doing multiple things in your life, how do you synthesize it all together for pure focus? What should you cut off? How can you bring the rest together? If you can't cut off certain things, how do you bring it together into a neater package to where maybe a hobby, it's it's designed in a way into your schedule that does not inhibit your focus. If anything, it amplifies it. It helps you to come back refreshed, for example. In the book Rest, they talk about this concept of active rest. Great book. Go look it up if you want to learn more about it. But active rest can be not sitting in front of the TV, going out for a walk, doing art, doing music, rock climbing. Further, think about ways that you can find productive ways of being lazy, more efficient. Okay? Being lazy can be a good thing. For example, if you have the money, you can buy back your time. And the more money you make, the more of your time that you can buy back. It's a simple concept. You can buy back your time in terms of investing in certain appliances. You can buy back your time in terms of having someone cook meals for you or clean, right? You can buy back your time. You can buy back your time in terms of eliminating certain things that you don't need or want in your life. Get that time back. Just make sure to use it. Make sure it's not something that is actually going to amplify rather than inhibit your focus if you're cutting it out. How can you kill two birds with one stone? How can you kill three birds with one stone? This is partially what I think about with AI, and AI makes it, ever more possible. Um, and we're building the future, I believe, at my company to just really amplify the productivity of any human or any organization by many fold. The future is coming. I was reading some YouTube comments on another video that I'll make a separate video about another day, perhaps on the Grobo company channel. Um, but a lot of people are saying, oh, AI is a lie. And the examples they cite often have really big holes in them. And these people just, you know, I think part of it is just out of ignorance, and I don't blame them. And part of it is because they don't have their hands deep in AI. They don't think about like what is the definition of intelligence every day. And part of it is just fucking clickbait, to be honest, and a lack of critical thinking in general. Um, because AI is real. It is not, some of it is hype for sure, but a lot of it, in terms of we are in the age of AI. It's like some of the people who are saying AI is a lie. Oh, they want to. Oh no, it's nothing. It's just it's just automation. It's just following rules. It's just an algorithm. That algorithm, if you don't pay attention to it, and you're not ready for it, it's gonna augment, change, and replace a lot of jobs. Okay? It's gonna seem to happen slowly and then all at once. And it's happening now. So with AI, again, obstruction is merely a construction of your mind. Moving beyond that, seeing that, okay, sometimes the wall is just imaginary. You focus, you synthesize, you find more ways using AI, for instance, to maximize your productivity and your focus. And let go of dogma. In conclusion, let go of the past. Let go of obligation. Practice rational self interest and put yourself and your focus on what you want to achieve first. Better health, more money, better job, better company. Practice rational self interest and put yourself first. If you enjoyed this video, if you found it valuable, please consider giving it a thumbs up to like it, subscribe, and leave a comment. I'd love to hear from you. Give me your feedback. What most resonated with you from this video? What did you connect with? Was there anything that you disagreed with? And perhaps one of the biggest compliments that you can also give if you found this video to be valuable is to share it with others who you think may also find it valuable. Till next time, stay focused and keep growing. I'll see you later.